All right, we are live. Super excited to be having this conversation with you all today. If you didn't know, October is National Women Small Business Month, and I have three amazing business owners with me today to talk about their business. Deanna Nunez will be joining us in just a minute. But first, I want to, Jill, I'm going to start with you with just a brief intro, and then Patrice, I'm going to come over to you. Who are you and what do you do? And why did you start a small business?
Okay, my name is Jill and I'm the founder of Boulder Sky Consultings. We provide project management services to startup companies specializing in science and technology industries. I started this company because I saw a lot of people who were brilliant in their science and they wanted these startup companies, but they really struggled because their focus, and as it should be, was in science and technology, and they really didn't have the skill sets for the foundational parts of starting a business. So I have a background in molecular biology and I have a background in business, so I could help them with both.
Put it together, yeah. And when did you launch your business, Jill?
I just launched it in July.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Welcome to the bright side.
It's very fun so far.
I know, right? And Jill, you and I know each other through Cal State.
Yes. So I worked at Cal State San Marcos for 11 years, and I was the director of several nascent programs. And the one that I met you with is the Office of Internships and Service Learning.
Yes. Awesome. Well, happy to have you over at Hera Hub now and onto the entrepreneurial journey. I love it. I love it.
It's been fantastic.
Yay. Good deal. Well, Patrice, I'm coming over to you next, all the way on our East Coast location, Hera Hub, DC. So you're like getting ready for happy hour back there while we're just
counting down the seconds. Okay, this week has been one of those weeks. So hi everyone. I'm Patrice Chestnut, the owner of Affinity Media Consulting. We do three things really well in the branding space. We serve as a communications agency and we help businesses brand themselves by serving as creative project managers for branded materials. We also provide brand coaching services to creative entrepreneurs. And we publish magazines. So that's what we do in a nutshell. That's how we help. I wanted to be an entrepreneur because I've always been a purple unicorn. And I'm a leader at heart. I'm a visionary. And that passion and that drive could only be fulfilled through entrepreneurship. I am appreciative of all the places I've worked along the way, but I am loving this whole business owner space. As far as when I started the business in 2004, but I was kind of like in and kind of out, still holding down the full-time job and trying to build the business. And I'm officially working in it full-time as of 2020.
Awesome. Congratulations. I love it.
Thank you.
And thank you for being part of the Hera Hub community. Give a shout out to Julia Westfall there in Washington, D.C. Awesome. All right. I'm going to see if Deanna is ready. Let's see her. Fingers crossed. We'll bring her behind the backstage here. Let's try it. Oh, no sound. Okay. Mercury's in retrograde. No, I know exactly. Yeah. Deanna, so I'm gonna pull you back behind stage as well, and then just send me a note on my phone if you're able to get something going here. That's okay. I could probably just give Deanna's whole spiel actually, but Deanna is a peak performance trainer. She's a hypnotist. She's an amazing coach. She helps people get from where they are to where they want to be through multiple methods. And so there's Deanna. Give her a round of applause. Yeah, right. Exactly. Okay, so I'm going to pull you backstage, and then if you want to work on it more, great. Yeah, exactly. Just send me a text. All right. So it's kind of fun, right? Like we're going in and out here. Okay, so Jill, you have significant background in business, as you do, Patrice. What are one or two things that you've learned along the way that you'd want to share with other maybe newer business owners? Maybe things you had to learn the hard way, or any like tools that you found really helpful, any resources that you'd want to recommend.
I would, if you're maybe jumping in here, I would say, and Felena, you'll completely back this because I know that you just wrote an article on this. Ask for help. You do not have to be the expert in absolutely everything. When you're struggling, reach out. There's, you have a support system, and you know how many people want to help you. Rely on that. So really ask for help if you need.
Yeah, that's great advice.
That is great.
I walked that talk this week. Went through all my connections up in the Bay Area and sent out a direct email. So using LinkedIn as I advise in the article that came out on Forbes this week. I have a detailed screencast link on there to show you how to do just that. Like really use your LinkedIn connections to see who you know. And I got an amazing response. I simply said, I'm coming to the Bay Area. Who do I need to be talking to? And within like 30 minutes, I had like 40 emails, people responding back like right away, like, this is great. Okay, let me work on this. Let me help you. And it's like, you just have to ask. I love it. Patrice, how about you? Advice for entrepreneurs?
Be human and build relationships. Because we may have had this whole preconceived notion that I have to be perfect. Everything has to be in place. But I find that when you're human and you're really honest about where you are, that's when you get more people who are willing to help you.
Yes.
You have time to do that whole polishing exercise. But it's also about building relationships. In business, of course, we have a goal of providing for our families and things like that. But sometimes it's just about having good relationships, because you never know where connections take you.
Yes. Agreed.
So true. Yes, absolutely. It is all about ask for help, build relationships 100%. And that's hard to do sometimes as a female solopreneur. We're in it, right? We're like every day we wake up and we're in our spare bedroom and it's challenging. Deanna, I see you're on. Now I've got a little it sounds like the ocean is behind you. I think it's a little static.
It's very nice.
It is behind me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome. Yeah.
Ridiculous. Deanna Nunez. Hi Jill. Hi Patrice.
Hi, Deanna.
I look like a podcaster now.
I know.
I wanted to add that to work on yourself. I think that's such an important skill as an entrepreneur, because I have had lots of clients where maybe they felt intimidated in certain business meetings, or in knowing how to manage their own anxiety, to be able to how to tap into their own confidence, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that personal development journey is huge in the entrepreneurial journey. So
you're absolutely 100% right. Like one of my favorite business books, it's super old, but it's called Ready, Fire, Aim. And it's what you were talking about, Patrice, as well, is like, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just show up, be yourself, go for it. Don't worry about
Did I just demonstrate that for everyone?
Yes.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
And here we all are.
Deanna.
We are
Yeah.
going to make it happen. I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, Deanna, since, I didn't give you the perfect introduction.
It's all good.
Give me your intro, please.
You did give an introduction. I'm a longtime hypnotist turned badass performance coach. And the reason I love hypnosis as a tool for all my clients is it internalizes everyone's goals this fast. It's very effective. And so to be able to have some kind of vision in your mind that feels more tangible, it always helps you to take those actions and those moments that feel scary and to really just keep pushing yourself to, when you have that vision in hypnosis, you can see it. It's like it's right in front of you. And so it's helpful with behaviors, with mindset, with taking action. And so therefore it's always been the go-to tool. And I've pretty much just turned everything over, all of my experience as a hypnotist, I've turned towards my coaching and just really get behind my clients and championing them towards their big business goals.
Awesome. I love it. Wonderful. So, Jill, I'm going to swing back over to you. Any tools that you've used in your business? It could be software, it could be some sort of platform, it could be a particular person you hired, they can be a tool, just anything in your business that you've used that you'd want to recommend to other people. I know, so many things. And if you want to think about it, Patrice or Deanna, if you have any tools you want to share with entrepreneurs, feel free to jump in.
Well, for me, go ahead, Jill. Go ahead.
I was just going to say it's a business tool in some senses, but the tool that I have found to be really, really helpful, especially going through this as a new solopreneur, is journaling. At the beginning of the day, talking about what I want to be doing, and at the end of the day, how did it go? And it really helps reset that. So journaling as a tool I found very, very helpful on a daily basis.
That's great. I aspire to do that. Thank you for the reminder. I love it. Patrice, how about for you?
So I'm going to speak from tools being a person, technology. So the person, you need a coach.
Yeah.
A coach will save you a lot of time and a lot of tears and a lot of pain. Invest in the coach, because that's you investing in yourself. The other thing, as an entrepreneur just starting out, Google Workspaces, which it was just rebranded as that.
I know, right? They change their name like every year. I can't even keep up with it. I'm like,
yeah, every birthday they change it.
Yeah.
But right now it's Google Workspaces, because there are so many tools in that one workspace platform, and it's very economical.
yeah,
And so it helps you scale easily. Then there's Asana. I use that for project management, and that has been the lifeblood of my team and us staying connected and making sure we hit deadlines, milestones, and things like that. So those are the three main things that help me to continue to grow.
awesome. That's great. That's great advice. So yeah, and you're publishing a magazine, so you've got a lot of moving parts on your end. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Deanna, how about for you?
I love that you mentioned Google. I use Google Suite for everything, all the different tools. Just the other day, I was in a meeting with my coach, Nicole McDonald, which many of you know, and she made magic with Google Sheets. I'm like, girl, how did you even do that? I mean, we had all kinds of amazing projections in there, and it was actually like creative, which I always have this sort of I like the creative stuff as a graphics, but I never think of numbers as being creative. But she turned my entire mindset around that day. So I love that that there's two things in one. Like, as you said, you have a mentor, have a business coach for sure, but also the Google as far as technology. The other thing I would say is, I remember back in the day, I started doing hypnosis sessions as a necessity over conferencecall.com. And this was like in 2009, 2008. And I was performing and speaking all over the country. And so people kept reaching out to me for coaching. And that's how I kind of turned into this next evolution. And so I used conferencecall.com to meet them as a tool to be able to then record the session. And then I would send them the recording. It was free. So I think technology is great, even if it seems old school. And then it, of course, turned into Zoom, and now we're all using Zoom. So never want to discount the tools that are available. So I think that we can get somewhat intimidated by technology, and it's important not to, and just, ask for help and jump in.
And I want to add on, I can't agree enough of Patrice about having a business coach, having somebody who you can bounce these ideas off of and make sure that you are on the right track and keep you on that right track. Agreed.
And they push you. They hold that belief for you, right?
Yeah.
To even when you don't believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and Deanna, what I was going to comment on in line with that, do you find that a lot of small business owners struggle with imposter syndrome and need to get through that brick wall?
Yes, so that's my wheelhouse, absolutely. There's a lot going on behind a woman's mind, and there's a lot of history that has informed their behaviors now. And so it is really a beautiful thing to work with someone on such a personal basis, to where we can uncover. I have a process, reveal, release, reprogram, where we can reveal some of the things that are in their past, maybe in their childhood or in a former marriage, where maybe they didn't feel like they had a voice, or they experienced some kind of trauma or abuse, or maybe it's not so dramatic, but it is just I've had a client where they fell in their siblings. They had 8 siblings, and so they always felt like the one that didn't get any attention. And that does play in the unconscious mind. It plays in the background of how you show up in your business. So you want to be able to let go of some of those things and really show up as the woman that you are today.
Yes.
Yeah. I heard a quote today that says, "Let go or be dragged."
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
Good one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's wow. That's an intense.
The thing is,
intense quote.
It is a great quote. What I've noticed is that you can't just let go of something, and behavioral science will show you when you read anything about it that you can't just stop doing something. You got to start doing something else. So I like the idea of letting go and letting in. So getting very clear and specific on what you're letting in. You know what you're letting go of. We all know what we want to let go of, but we're not always as clear as of what we want to let in. And I think that as a very basis thing, as a women entrepreneurs, let in self-trust. Trust your decision making.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and I find that to be the case too in working with creative entrepreneurs. So in my coaching program, in week 2, after the introductions, we have to go through the mindset shift to help them get rid of a lot of the negative beliefs, self-beliefs that they have, and let in, like you said, Deanna, things. And they are amazed at how they just skyrocket for week 3 and just take off. But I found that had to be part of the process, especially when you're a graphic designer, or web designer, or a culinary artist, or whatever you do where you're a maker of things. You have to release that imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
So true. We I think we should set up a whole nother live stream on that particular topic, because seriously, it is, oh my gosh, it's so pervasive.
It's so interesting to me, because what the feminine energy is we're very emotional, right? And it propels us. Emotions are amazing, but we've got to get them information. We've got to move them in the direction of where we want to head. And for women, I see it a lot where we obviously get in our own way. That term is so old now, but it's the truth. Hopefully we can look at ourselves more deeply and be able to, have that vision of where we want to go, and then just step into it. Look into your habits, and those are always very telling.
Like load, don't carry it.
Yes.
100%. Yeah. Awesome. Well, ladies, we're going to wrap up here in a moment. Again, if you're just joining us, we are celebrating National Women's Small Business Month, the month of October. So chatting with just a few of our amazing members here today. As we wrap up the conversation, and anybody who wants to go, just jump in here. We're having a conversation. What's kind of along the idea of advice that I asked a couple minutes ago? I'm going to ask you to give a little plug. What benefit have you received from being part of the Hera Hub community? And you all are at different stages, so to speak. Deanna's been a member for a very long time, very, very long time, where Jill and Patrice are a little bit newer. But
8 years.
Yes, 8 years.
Wow.
I know. Amazing. I love it. Any benefits that you've received?
I'll go.
Yeah, go, Deanna.
Okay. So I think first of all, just being around other women entrepreneurs. I don't know if y'all notice, but women do things differently than the dudes. And we get together and we kind of party, while we're doing business. So it's fun. We have dance parties and maybe some wine, and not that it's necessary, but there's an energy to it, and there's a positivity that I think is so important to have, because it energizes what you're doing when you're working on your business. I think business can be so linear and goals can be so linear, and we really, in order to really go beyond our perceived limitations, we need more creativity and energy. So I think that Hera Hub has been amazing for that. I would love to, I think that there's been times in the 8 years where I really participated, and there's times when I kind of are doing my own thing with my family, or maybe there's other priorities in my life that keep me away from the events. But I would say that that's what I always miss when I think about Hera Hub. I love that you're not just a workspace. It's about the education behind it. The business education has been amazing, in addition to just getting together as those weekly education pieces that I think makes all the difference in the world.
Love it. Awesome. Thank you, Deanna. Patrice?
So
Jill?
I'm an introvert, and being with Hera Hub has helped me to do more active networking with the events. Not networking so much as I'm trying to push my business, but just meeting up with other women who have a diverse background, but they're all with the common goal of supporting one another. So it's allowed me to come out of my shell and get out of this environment, because for me, a perfect world is Zoom all the time. And I've generated business from it. So that's been another advantage. And I consider Julia as a friend, because she has been an amazing rock and guide from the day that we had our first conversation.
Yes, shout out to Julia Westfall, Hera Hub DC owner. She's amazing.
She is.
I love it. Awesome. And Jill, how about you?
Well, I have to say, I've only been with Hera Hub for a couple of months, and it's been a lifesaver, honestly. I have to say, I feel like I have found my tribe. And I just love going there. Like you were saying, Deanna, the energy is fantastic, and being around everybody who's excited and passionate about what they do. And I have to say, the resources have been phenomenal. I, like you, Patrice, am an introvert. So again, it's always pushing me outside of my comfort zone. And Tamina has been absolutely fantastic at the Hera Hub in Carlsbad, and always getting me involved, which has been very nice. It's pushing me beyond. So it's been fantastic.
I love it. I love it. And Deanna, sorry to mute you there for a sec, but your headphones are so powerful that I feel like I can hear like the rocket ship that's coming back.
Sorry.
That's okay. You got like astronaut grade headphones on, I think. So
these are my hypnosis headphones. So when people lay in my chair right behind, I have a whole little setup where I speak through the microphone, and then it allows them to be in their own world. So
that's awesome.
those were the fastest ones I could grab.
No, exactly. Awesome. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. We're excited to share your businesses. This obviously is out on all the social channels, but we're going to archive this and put it on our website and then share it out yet again and link to all your websites and LinkedIn and all that good stuff. So thank you for celebrating Women's Small Business Month with me. We've got we've got a whole nother 2 weeks to go. So all kinds of fun to be had. So thank you for being part of the Hera Hub community. We really, really appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, Felena.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, ladies. I hope to see you at a new event.
Bye, Jill.